guys, so I'm doing another 360-degree video for the movie Keanu that came out this week. If you look back there, that's my wife Brianna.
Hi.
She has her own channel, Brie+3, if you want to check that out. Basically, though, this movie is about Key and Peele, who you're probably familiar with from the sketch comedy show. They did a bunch of comedy stuff. Funny enough, I actually met Jordan Peele on the set of a movie called Get Out, which is a horror movie that he's actually directing coming out soon. I was just an extra, pretty much a nobody, but anyways, this movie, he's basically heartbroken because his girlfriend or something broke up with him, but then, as you see in the trailer, he finds this precious little kitten that's like the cutest cat I've ever seen in my life, and he gets him, and he's like super happy, but then some gangsters end up kidnapping him, and so they try to infiltrate this gang to basically try to get the cat back, but they're like the whitest black people, you know, and so they don't really fit in, so they're trying, that's kind of where the comedy comes about, is them trying to fit in with this gang. But that's pretty much the premise of it. What would you say the pros are to this movie? What did you like about it?
I loved how funny it was. I loved the chemistry between the two characters, Key and Peele. I thought they were really, really good together. They're good. A lot of the time you see a movie and it's like they don't mesh well, but these two did really, really well. So that was funny. And then just the overall movie itself, I really liked. It caught my attention most of the time. So, yeah.
Cool, yeah. And I thought some of the pros was that I just found myself laughing a lot in this movie. I thought there was some stuff that I think it's Key, the taller one, the bald guy. There's a scene where he's in a truck trying to basically make these thugs think that George Michael is like this big hard badass, and they're listening to music, and at first they're kind of like, what? And the way he kind of just explains it, and the way they just try to infiltrate this gang, it seemed to have a lot of comedy moments for me. Now, one thing I did notice is when I first saw the trailer for this movie, I thought it was actually making fun of John Wick, especially because it was called Keanu, and in the trailer you see a bunch of action scenes, and it's kind of like, oh, in John Wick he has his dog taken or killed, and then he goes and gets revenge. I thought this was supposed to be kind of making fun of that. Realistically, though, after seeing it, I think it was more just a coincidence that it was called Keanu, and there's actually a scene in the movie I'm not going to give away, but it does involve Keanu Reeves, and I think that's more why they called it Keanu. But I would not say this is a spoof of John Wick. There's way too many differences with that. And I really, unlike a lot of these other spoofs that came out, like 50 Shades of Black or Meet the Blacks, this movie is actually funny. Those movies were horrible. And again, I don't really think this is a spoof, but was there any cons that you felt with it? Was there anything that you didn't like about it?
Yeah, I kind of felt like when they started running out of, like sometimes in movies they start to run out of like humor, I kind of felt like they just kind of throw like gross little funky things in there where you're like, okay.
Like what? What happened in this movie?
Oh, God, I don't remember. I remember there was something where I was like,
you don't even remember what it was?
No, I don't.
Well, then it doesn't count if you don't even remember. You
But
can't just make it up.
Other than that, I really didn't have any cons. I actually thought it was really funny.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't really have a whole lot of cons either. I think that sometimes, I think they almost undervalued how good their chemistry and comedy was, because there was a few scenes where they got more action-oriented and stuff like that, which I actually thought was kind of cool, but it took away from the comedy elements. I liked the more intimate scenes, personally, for me, where they were just talking in the car or like going back and forth with each other. Oh, and right there, you might see our cat King.
Yes.
Funny story, he actually came to us pretty similarly that they did in this movie. King is awesome. He's basically our version of Keanu. Basically, the story of how I got him is that we were living up in Washington State, and I go to work one day, I'm opening the door, and there's this little cat just sitting there. And he's just kind of looking all like, kind of like they did in this movie, and I was like, babe, we got a cat, you know, so I let the door in, and she basically had to deal with him the rest of the day. We looked for a bunch of lost cat signs, microchips, tags. He didn't have anything. Nobody claimed him. So we just kept him, and we've kept him ever since, and he loves us, unless he's attacking us and biting us and scratching us. But most of the time, as you can tell, he is our little baby.
He's about to hurt me.
Probably. He makes you think that he loves you, and then he tries to slit your throat when you're sleeping. But,
yeah,
anyways,
he's like, shit, they caught
anyways,
on.
I think part of why I like this movie is because it did give me a subtle reference to like how we got him, so I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
What would you rate this movie?
Oh
I don't know if
God.
you can use my rating system or your own rating system. You haven't really developed your own, but what would you say?
Like a
for
1
me,
to 5 stars, I'd give it a 4. It's not like incredibly amazing, but I actually thought it was really,
4
really
stars
good.
is pretty good. For me, for my rating system, I'm going to give this movie friends with benefits. This is a movie I could see if it was on TV. I could definitely turn it on and laugh at some of the jokes. It has rewatchability to it for me at least.
Right.
But it's not some Oscar winner movie. You know, it's not. It's not. I wouldn't say it's one of the all-time great comedies that's going to have like a legacy or a cult following or anything. But it's a movie you can go out, you can get your money's worth. It's worth seeing in the theater. I think it's funny. Plus, I met Jordan Peele, there's a reference to the
Sentimental
cat.
to him now.
So there's like lots of little sentimental things to me that make me like this movie a little bit more.
I think I loved too that the guy from Last Man on Earth was in it.
Oh
and
yeah,
he played
yeah.
such a funny guy. Oh my god.
Yeah,
We won't give it all away, but like he played a pretty I didn't say like super important part, but he played like a really funny part where it just like matched up with his character with the Last Man on Earth, just with the sarcasm, and it was just funny. I just thought it was awesome.
Yeah, he did. He played a very different character than he does on Last Man on Earth. Also, Method Man is actually in this movie. He plays a character named Cheddar, who's like the head of the gang they're trying to infiltrate.
Oh, Anna Faris.
Anna Faris. Yeah, this movie also, we didn't really get to that. It has a bunch of cameos in it.
Mm-hmm.
The funny thing about Anna Faris in this movie is she actually plays Anna Faris, not another character, and she kind of spoofs on herself, which is kind of funny. So that was kind of cool. People can laugh at themselves in this movie. Keanu Reeves, again, he has kind of a cameo.
Yeah, he kind of does, huh?
Yeah.
I love the cat in this movie. Oh my god, that's the biggest fly I've ever seen.
Jesus.
I wonder if they saw like the wings
It's like
hanging off the thing. No, the cat was so awesome, and at one point he has like a do-rag on.
Yeah, and again, you should be seeing posters of the movie and stuff. If you're looking around, you'll probably see the picture of him with the do-rag. You'll see the cast.
Move your phone around like this.
Yeah, hopefully this is a better version of the 360 video than my last one. Please comment below. Let me know if you like the quality of this one or the interaction between me and my wife, or if moving around is just too much of a pain for you. Do you prefer this style of review, or do you prefer my older style? Please let me know. I'm always trying to adapt. Is there anything particular you want to see on the sides if you're looking around? I don't know. I'm going to be probably changing.
Our house?
Yeah, besides stalking us in our house. Is there anything? I'm always going to be changing these and adapt for you guys, so if there's anything particular you want to see, just let me know. I'll try to do that. Maybe clips or trailers or synopsis.
And don't worry, he'll feature me in more of his videos, so we'll make sure that happens.
Yeah, it seems like whenever I had her in one other video, and boom, it was popular because she's hot, and I'm just this goomball over here. But yeah, you might see my kids running around sometimes. I don't know. Again, I might try one of these with a green screen, see if that still works in the 360 thing. I don't know. Might try that. But that's really about all I got. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Also, check out my wife's channel, Bree+3. She does a bunch of vlogging and stuff. I'll have a link to both of those in the description below. Remember to like the video or dislike it, comment, share, all that jazz. And stay tuned if you can handle it. Go.